get paid. At night, count up what you made. Try to make them profits raise. Fuck them clothes, fuck them J's. You don't go nowhere, no ways. Why you getting fresh every day? Better focus on them plays and invest for better days. I'm a hustler, thinking out loud. Roll one deep, don't chase no crowds. Rep boss life and I rep that proud. I'm so high, yeah, I'm up in the clouds. She like my style. Girls gone wild, they come by the pile when you getting that check. When I put in the roll, she ready to roll. I give you that good and some good neck. Blue faces, open, closed doors. So all I do is chase those. Stacking up my pesos. It's like I'm playing Legos. Just making sure I made more. Does that mean I can play more? Follow me, that's the way to go get the money every day like a pro.
Get that money, get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get that money. Get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get more. Get that money, get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get that money. Get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get more. Big money, Dallas Hill. Definition of it's real. Playing with a few mil. You already know what it is. I don't came real far. Something like a superstar. I pulls up on a hating bitch in a $250,000 car. Hater just say, you big a little mad. I take a woman to my other pad and knock her down with that old dad. Find money like a Nemo, deep like zero, dollars like Creflo, swole like Debo, M like J-Lo. You already know 609 dope ass on a cook kilo. Eat off crypto and real estate slow. Bitcoin till rate put it like a hoe. I look like money, nigga stacking that dough. I'm a future billionaire, I ain't finna being broke. Being sent low, slammer on doors, make account C4 when the bitch about to blow. Let the light skin for your heart dark as a crow. On the bench and you lose and you're watching the scope. Get that money, get that money. Spin it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get that money. Get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get more. Get that money, get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get that money. Get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get more.
Racks up in the club. I'm rich and I'm lit. Racks up in the club.
Get that money, get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get that money. Get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get more. Get that money, get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get that money. Get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get more.
Every day you get up, go get paid. At night, count up what you made. Try to make them profits raise. Fuck them clothes, fuck them J's. You don't go nowhere, no ways. Why you getting fresh every day? Better focus on them plays and invest for better days. I'm a hustler, thinking out loud. Roll one deep, don't chase no crowds. Rep boss life and I rep that proud. I'm so high, yeah, I'm up in the clouds. She like my style. Girls gone wild, they come by the pile when you getting that check. When I put in the roll, she ready to roll. I give you that good and some good neck. Blue faces, open, closed doors. So all I do is chase those. Stacking up my pesos. It's like I'm playing Legos. Just making sure I made more. Does that mean I can play more? Follow me, that's the way to go get the money every day like a pro.
Get that money, get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get that money. Get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get more. Get that money, get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get that money. Get that money. Spend it, flip it, get that money. On it, fitness, get more. Get that money, get it.
The Billionaire Kingz. I'm gonna allow everybody to introduce themselves. From Dallas Hill.
My name is Layden Blythe.
I'm Sassan Zabeti.
All right, let's get to it.
All right.
We're gonna say that we're gonna go ahead and put you out there. You're the #1 CPA in the country. So.
Oh yeah. So I don't know about #1 CPA in the country, but I try to be wise and learned through my mistakes and through my life, and I'm over here to help out some of the younger folks to
Definitely.
plan their finances and everything. And one thing I wanted to say from the outset is that this kind of may sound a little bit different, but I don't believe in financial planning, and I'll get to that a little bit later, alone. Because if the focus is the finances alone, then you're missing the bigger picture. My mission and education for my students and colleagues and the clients is to approach a holistic approach to financial and life health, which means addressing the wealth, health, and legacy. If you keep those three in picture, then the planning becomes easy. Not that I don't believe in planning, I think it should be secondary. And another thing that I should say, and then if you all have any questions, then we can talk about it, is that one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they think that happiness, and perhaps we learned that from our...
Well, you mean like happiness comes from money?
The happiness comes from money, or not coming from the money, or coming from somewhere else, or wherever that is.
Yeah.
That manifests in you, I think it should not be a goal. Because if it's a goal, you say, like, for example, I hear people tell me all the time, my clients, they come over here and say, well, I want a goal, I want $10 million, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be retired, I'm going to be in Bahamas.
Yeah.
Well, when you get the $10 million, now what?
Bored as shit. Bored as shit. Because, man, you know, like, when I first made my first $1 million, I'm like, okay, I arrived.
Nah.
But then I had $1 million, and I was like, you know, you get my CPA at the time, God rest his soul, he's deceased now. He was like, so you're a millionaire, how you feel? I'm like, man, it feel damn good. He said, you ain't got enough to quit. I'm like, in my era, we thought $1 million, like, if you had $1 million, you ain't got to do shit.
Yeah.
But he went to calculate my kids, education, the food, the cars I drive, my mortgage. I would have been broke in 10 years.
Like me, I just got a surgery, $200,000.
Yeah, and we didn't even calculate me getting sick or having an accident or anything.
Yeah.
So $1 million is no money.
No money.
I thought it was, though.
Not enough money is no money. I have a client. He got an offer to sell his hospital for $950 million.
Mm-hmm.
He refused to sell it. I'm sitting over here trying to make a lot of commission.
Right.
I went and said, what's wrong with you, man? $950 million?
Damn near $1 billion.
He said, no, this is the key. He said, no, I want $1 billion. I said, what's the difference? 950 million or $1 billion? He said, Sassan, you will never know the difference until you have 950 million.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I tell people now. They're like, oh, I had a guy to tell me the other day, oh, if I had $1 million, I wouldn't have to do nothing else. I'm like,
No.
Keep thinking that.
Yeah, you keep thinking that you're never going to get $1 million.
Exactly. Because it's all set up for you to keep giving back. I mean, like, you got so many taxes.
That's what I say, but the more you make, the more they're going to take.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, most definitely.
I got a check in my pocket. I'll show you after the podcast.
Yeah.
A client of mine just wrote a $400,000 check to IRS. And it was supposed to be $800,000.
Yeah.
And I worked it to be only $400,000. It's in my pocket.
Yeah.
I'm going to cover his name.
Yeah.
But like you said, the more you make, the more they take, the more liable you are, the more people want to sue you.
Right. Don't I know?
People come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, you look up my name, you're going to see about 100 cases.
Yeah.
Somebody's always trying to sue me over some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, I own a trucking company, so I had a driver, had a load of steel. And this lady called, said he damages, something come off the truck and damaged her car. I'm like, lady, I mean, the police called my phone,
Right.
my cell phone.
They get the number of the thing, yeah.
And it said, yeah, we got a complaint. Something come off your truck and damaged this woman's car. I said, 40,000 pounds worth of steel and she alive? Come on, man. I mean, you know, just.
Yeah, you're a target.
Yeah, pretty much a target. Pretty much.
Pretty much a target. So, I mean, I don't want to really sit around here and talk, but I wanted to know what the issue or whatever that you think, you know, people or folks wanted to hear. But if I got like 2-3 general advice that I can give people about the finances, but these advice are never alone just about finances.
Right.
Because the life is fleeting and is very delicate. And before you see it, it is already gone.
Right.
And if you pay all your attention to that money, you're missing out.
Definitely, because money don't make you happy, man. By the time you get the money and you start getting the assets and the cars, you be like, shit.
Yeah.
You know, that shit don't make you happy at all, man.
Like the old saying said, you know what I mean? It said, money don't buy happiness, but I'd rather be sad in the back of a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, exactly. Like for me, taking care of my family is everything.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it feels good for me to see my kids, you know what I'm saying, and my wife. Everybody's good. You know what I mean? So for that makes it all right for me.
And most importantly, you're trying to give back. You know what I mean? And that's where your children. That's where the legacy part of what we talked about.
Man, I talk about that's my thing.
Yeah.
I don't care about money no more. I care about my legacy. You know what I mean? Let me give you an example.
Sure.
My father died 7 years ago. I'm in my Ferrari on I-20 going in Louisiana. I'm doing 100 and something, just not paying attention, not knowing how fast I was driving. And I got pulled over by Louisiana State Troopers. And he was like, I gave him my ID. He was like, Jack Hill? I'm like, yeah, that's my grandfather. He was like, so Dwayne was your dad? I'm like, how did you know that? See, you look just like him. He gave my license back and told me to have a good day.
There you go. Now
you know what I'm saying? He's been gone 7 years, but he's still taking care of me.
Yeah.
If my dad was a pimp or a drug dealer or some type of criminal, he'd have been searching the car and all kind of shit.
Yeah.
But since the type of man he was,
the son of your fathers.
I didn't get a ticket. He didn't tell me to slow down.
He's just still, his name's just still with you. You're
Exactly.
Still over there. That's the legacy.
Exactly.
That's why I always say that if you plan for something that outlasts you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's your legacy.
That's your legacy.
Right.
You gotta, touch lives. You gotta
Right.
get out there and do stuff. You know what I mean? Laugh, make people laugh. I don't know what you do.
Yeah. In my case, I was in the wrong,
Yeah.
and he still let me make it because of my my father and my grandfather.
I ain't mad at you on that
so-
Ferrari.
But man, what I want to know is that you can teach us is how to avoid unnecessary taxes, because I be getting hit with some stuff that I don't feel like is fair.
Okay, let me tell you. Let me take about 2 minutes and answer that question.
Right.
Okay. Specific that particular question, and that encompasses not only taxation and saving money on taxes and not giving it to the government unless you're Donald Trump. Is planning. Although I said at the beginning that planning I'm not too big of. On taxation, the biggest mistake that people make, business people, individual alike, is that they think taxes are a once-a-year thing. It's the tax day.
Right.
No. Taxes are every day. Every transaction. I pay taxes on this.
Right.
We pay taxes on this. We're
Right.
doing right here. You pay tax when you pump gas.
Right.
You pay tax. So you have to constantly have a plan to reduce that taxation at the tax day.
Right.
So when people come to me, a lot of them, hey, Sassan, I talked to Dr. So-and-so in South Lake, Texas, and he said that you saved them millions. I got those people. Do it for me too. I said, okay, but you come to me on April 2nd, and the taxes are due. Okay, you should have come to me on January 1 or April of last year.
Right.
Well, this year, you already created a mess.
Right.
We can't go back and change stuff. Let's clean this up as much as we can. Going forward, let's have a plan. I'm paying too much taxes. I'm a doctor. I'm making $300,000 a year. I'm paying $100,000 a year in taxes. I say, if you're making $300,000, what do you eat, man?
Right.
My liquor bill is bigger than
Right.
that. And I'm not a doctor. So, I'm kidding about that. But, so to answer your question, sir, the most important thing you can do in the taxes, to think about it as an everyday occurrence and try to figure that out.
I never looked at it like that.
That's the way to look at it. Let me give you another tip on this in the financial note, okay? There are two things. I call it the Uber effect and the Starbucks effect, and I'll tell you what that means. It's probably out there. First of all, I want to tell everybody out here that I'm not some, prophet came out of nowhere and coming with the ideas that nobody talked about. No, I'm talking about the stuff that people have been talking about it for the ages. You know, if you come and listen to my podcast, it's probably the most boring podcast ever because I don't tell you nothing new.
Right.
But here's the deal. When you look at your finances, it starts with the small incremental changes. There is not one big thing that you can do. And here's the best thing you can do. You got to look at your expenses on an after-tax,
Right.
and I'll explain that, on an after-tax on a yearly basis. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that if you go to the Starbucks every morning, and I ain't no man in Starbucks, I'm just using an example. If you go to Starbucks every day and spend $7 on a cup of latte,
There's some taxes on
and
that.
every morning, check it out. First of all, you pay taxes on that.
Right.
Secondly, you're not spending $7 on that latte. You're spending $10. You know why? Because you got to earn $10, pay $3 in taxes, so you have $7. So,
Damn.
So you calculate.
That's true.
It's very true.
Yeah.
If you handing out somebody $7 today or $3 or whatever, that is what after tax money. You pay them the net money because you earn your money.
Right.
You pay the taxes.
Right.
$10 you earn. You pay $3 in taxes, about 30%.
That's a $10 latte.
It's a $10 latte, but it's going to get uglier. You're going to spend that every day. That's $50 a week. That's $3,000 a year. And you're a $45,000 a year earner.
Right.
So you're spending 10% of your income every year
On
a damn
lattes.
coffee, your latte. So calculate your expenses on a yearly basis with after-tax money. Those are the expenses. Calculate your revenue based on daily.
Right.
So basically what I mean is that to you, you're spending $10. It's $10. No,
Right.
No. It's $2,500 a year. But you're going to try to go to work and you're going to earn $10 based on $10 an hour.
Right.
So if somebody wasting your time, I'm sure you're going to make a lot more than 10.
Right.
I'm just going to put it in perspective. Look at your revenue based on the daily revenue.
Right.
Look at your expense based on the yearly expense.
Oh, I follow you.
But put you in perspective. Oh, it's only $5. Oh, it's only $2.
Right.
It's only $3.
Right.
Hey,
Man, it's funny that you say that because I just calculated what I spent last year eating out.
oh,
I spent $20,000 eating out last year,
Yeah, well,
which
you-
is roughly about $54 a day on average.
right, and you got off cheap.
And the thing about it is, which is crazy, is I don't get a chance to eat out till the weekend.
Yeah,
I'm like, how in the hell I spend $20,000 eating out last year?
that adds up. That's when you're gonna be like when you calculate the expenses, and I learned this from some some of the stuff that I've done, some financial planning. Hopefully, we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
Maybe you all come to my podcast. We're starting it next week, and talk about it. And I learned about that from a couple of very wise people. Like my father was one of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Sassan, this adds up. What do you mean adds up, Dad? It's $2. But if you look at it yearly, so that's the
adds
Starbucks
up.
effect.
Yeah.
That's the Starbucks effect, right?
Right.
Let me tell you about the Uber effect. I'm not promoting Uber either. I'm not hating on the Starbucks. I'm using it as an example.
Right.
All right? I got a cousin, graduated from law school about 6 or 7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. A little bit younger cousin of mine. And he said to me about 8 years ago when he graduated from law school, he said, you know what, I got about $40,000, $35,000 in student loans and just got a job at a law firm in San Francisco, getting paid very well. And I really want to pay that as fast as possible. I told him, Uber. He said, what do you mean? I'm a lawyer. I said, let me break it down for you, bro. He said, look, what do you do when you get off work?
Nothing.
Happy hour. Fuck me what I'm doing. I'm going to happy hour, having a couple of drinks. I'm tired all day long. I said, okay, go do Uber for 2 hours. at 5 o'clock when you get off. Put that ego aside.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody's going to look at
See-
your ego on the way to the bank.
you own it. See, I want to talk about that part.
Yeah.
Where people have so much ego and so much pride, they won't do certain things for money.
No. I mean, I wouldn't do it. Well, $20 is $20, right?
Well, you know, I mean, like I own a trucking company. You know, I had a few other businesses too, but
Sure.
you know, people try to make me feel some type of way because I still drive 18 wheeler.
Hey, I wish
You know
I
what I
could.
mean? But you're not finna make me feel some type of way because that's bringing me money.
Hell no, I'm jealous. I can't even drive my Volkswagen.
You know, but you know, people they're shameful because of a certain job or Uber or selling bottled water or selling candy at a football game. You know, I don't understand the ego and the pride of it all.
No, because like the Bible said, I'm not a religious man, but I'm a spiritual man. It says, with the sweat of your brow.
Right.
You know what I mean? So anyway, so I told him, I said, hey, look, you Uber 2 hours in the morning, maybe an hour before you go to work, and 2 hours in the afternoon in a happy hour.
Student loan
And
paid
let's
off
see
in
what-
1 year.
And you know why? Because he said, well, I'm only making $30 an hour, $25, $30 an hour to do Uber. I said, yeah, but you ain't spending $100 in happy hour either.
Exactly. Exactly.
So the difference is $130, not $30.
Well, see, now you got me thinking about that $20,000 I spent plus a third of that. You know,
Taxes add to that,
Exactly.
so it's 40 grand. to
Exactly.
spend, you know,
eating out last year.
now last year. You could have gotten a lot better food at home, watching my podcast, teaching you how to cook.
For 10,000.
You're in a good shape. I mean, you're fat like me, but this homie right here is real good shit.
Young man.
Youngster,
Yeah.
young blood.
Man, the thing of it is that we got to find different avenues to make the money and cut back on the taxes.
You know what's becoming wealthy and all that is in a state of mind. Somebody told me about some guy about 10 years ago named Elon Musk. I said, fuck that.
I heard, you know what? I heard about Elon Musk before.
Elon Musk was Elon Musk.
Right, exactly.
But I wish I would have jumped in his bandwagon. You know, I hated on him. I don't know, some dude from Africa. I don't know, man. No, I know. I got all these degrees. But Elon knows that I don't know. Obviously, he knows $280 billion worth of knowledge.
Well, you know, he had the proper finance in the back end too, though.
It did, but well, there are a lot of factors. I agree with you. It's not always one person.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is that if you get the fundamentals right, you may not become Elon Musk, but you can get very damn close.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of achievements. You know what I mean? Because achievements of the human, achievements of your life is not only measured by money, it's measured by multiple things. And that's what I'm trying.
But my thing is, I'm glad you said that because it's not about the money, it's about the team you build around you.
Right.
Because I was just telling him today, I have a gift of knowing who I want around me. You know what I mean? I know when somebody full of shit, I know when they on their business, and I know their potential when I first meet them. That's one of the reasons why he's here today.
Yeah, I mean, he's not saying much, but I mean, I wish he would have talked a
Man,
little.
I'm listening, man. I'm taking it all.
Hey,
in.
he's a
This is
sponge right
learning.
now.
Yo, I'll tell you what, this is a smart kid right here. You know what I mean? Because,
Yeah.
you know, they say you got 2 ears and one mouth.
Right.
You listen twice as much as you talk.
But see, man, I've gone through life. I got into the trucking industry when nobody was thinking about the trucking industry. So I made a shitload of money young. So everybody I tried to turn on to the shit, they're like, oh, man, I want to drive no trucks. Oh,
I want to
you're
drive a truck.
You know what I mean?
You know how to do it.
So I've seen so many people. I give them ideas, things I've been wanted to do. They just, you know, want absolutely nothing to do with it.
Yeah, like in,
You know, so with me is that I understand what Elon Musk has done. He surrounded himself with a hellified team,
He did.
and they made that shit happen.
Yeah.
Because, see, it ain't about the money. It's about the people that's on your team.
Well, yeah, and it's also about the accomplishment and say, well, you know what? You guys got your entire government and NASA, and you threw a rocket out in the air, and you got to jump in the ocean to get it out there. I'm
Right.
going to put mine back on the ground.
Right.
It's about the accomplishment. And I'll tell you, I don't want to speak for the guy, but if you ask him really what makes him satisfied, and usually this is a common characteristic of that type of people. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, you know what I mean? Even people that we don't like very much, you know what I mean? And I don't want to mention no name, make it political, but there's the sensation and the feeling of accomplishment
Right.
is what feeds your soul.
That's me.
Yeah. I got this done. You know what I mean? Like, I changed my tire
Man,
myself.
it's just something about me, man. With me personally, I just like accomplishing shit. I like when people tell me I can't do something, or I step outside the box and you know.
Oh, you box?
I step outside the box.
Oh, the box. I thought you boxed.
I used to.
I did too.
But I stepped out, you know, I believe in, you know, stepping outside the box. I've never had a podcast before. It's my first time, you know, doing this. But
You're doing a good job. You look like you know.
I mean, I'm comfortable talking about it. I'm rich for real. So, you know what I'm saying? But I want to let the young people know, hey, man, the Mint print $541 million a day.
Right.
Every fucking day. Everybody deserves to be a millionaire. Everybody deserves to be comfortable.
Sure.
So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this podcast, to teach people about finances, how to get started, LLCs. But my thing with you is you're a CPA, but see, a lot of people has a CPA misconstrued because y'all do a hell of a lot more than just taxes.
I particularly do a lot more.
So I want to get more into exactly, you know, like the things that you had to do for your clients, the things that they didn't think that you was able to do, or how should I put it, like something, their service that you can offer that they didn't know that you had.
Okay, so like we talked about a little bit earlier about planning and the strategies on the taxation, and of course other aspect of finances where we talked about the Uber effect, and I was talking about my cousin doing 2 hours of Uber and paid his, you know,
Right.
Student loans like really quick, and he's a successful lawyer, and he said, you know, to me, and I'll tell you, I can relate to that. He said, Sassan, he's a smart kid, you know what I mean? He's probably his age, I don't know, he's a young kid, and he's a lawyer in San Francisco. It's been a few years, and he said, I went to law school, I went to graduate school, I went to undergraduate school. I learned more in that 6 months of Ubering.
Damn right.
He said something very profound and made me
You're
think.
right.
He said, dude, I learned more. I'm a better lawyer for it.
Collecting information and getting
Talking
knowledge.
to people, you
Yeah.
know, communicating. And I can relate to that because I used to be a used car salesman, all right?
Yeah.
Before that, I don't know, gang, you know, in Oakland and all that, my name is out there. You know, you could look at my stuff and I was out there. I have about 400 hours of college credit, about to finish law school at almost 60 years old.
Yeah. What I mean, you know, learning don't ever stop.
Never. But that's because of the promise I made to my father. I said that I will get a doctorate degree.
Yeah.
You know, he said, I don't want a son of mine without a doctor before he was an educator.
Yeah.
That was his mentality. I promised him. And my father passed away 7-8 years ago as well.
That's what he expected.
So I did that, and I did that. And I'll tell you this, the education that I got as a used car salesman and a sales manager of a car dealership was as profound as the education that I got in the law school.
Collecting free knowledge.
Free knowledge, learning how people tick. You grab somebody on the lot where they're walking, looking at the cars, and 30 minutes later they're spending 40 grand with you. You got to be a kind of a...
That's right.
Yeah. So I told my employees the other day, I got 2 assistants, well, 3. I got 3 assistants, and I told them, I said, from now on, because they had a hard time communicating with my clients.
Yeah.
I said, next time, I'm going to hire anybody, including you guys. I'm going to put you in a car dealership selling car for 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can learn.
She can learn.
So you can learn.
So, yeah, I'll be happy to, you know, continue sharing that information with your clients.
Yeah.
You mentioned LLC and entity formations.
What I mean is, like, most people got great ideas, but an idea is nothing if you don't put it in action.
Right.
A lot of people just don't understand what they got to do to get their business rolling.
Hey, you
and
know-
a lot of people think they need a lot of money to get it started.
No.
And you don't.
No. You know who's got a great idea? Everybody.
Everybody.
But nobody get it done.
Nobody gets it done.
You know, you got guys taking a couple of bone loads and smoke a little weed and they come up with ideas. You go like,
Yeah.
you're a genius.
You're
man.
right.
Tomorrow they forget about it.
But let me tell you something about what I feel about what a genius is. I don't believe a genius is someone who comes up with a great idea. I believe a genius is someone who executes a great idea and own that shit.
I'm with you on that one.
I got an uncle. I ain't gonna say his name, but he
We're gonna Google Hill and find him.
he invented two dopest things I ever seen and didn't get a dime off of it. You seen that shit the way every apartment complex in America got the little tongs pick up the trash?
Yeah.
My uncle invented that shit.
Oh man.
He finna know I'm talking about his ass now. So, you know, the chicken factories, you know, how they hang the chickens upside down and they gut them and all that. He invented that shit too. Trusted some guy with his idea
And there you go.
and he ran off with his shit. He's supposed to be one of the richest motherfuckers that walked this earth.
Hanging chickens.
Hanging chickens and picking up the tongs to pick up the trash and, you know what I'm saying, to pick it off the ground and put it in the trash can.
Execution is the key.
Execution. Man, look, I'll file a LLC in a heartbeat and copyright my shit so fast. I know how to do it myself.
Yeah.
So, but the thing of it is people refuse to do research, but they'll listen before they'll actually go look it up. Right. And that's one of the good things about what a podcast is.
Yes.
That they will listen to you before they actually take the time and research it.
Yes.
So.
And execute.
Right. So.
And they won't.
Right. So.
But that's why you and I are going to be rich, because we're going to do it.
I'm definitely going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I mean, I get 3 or 4 hours of sleep and I'm on it.
Yeah.
So do you set up LLCs and?
We do set up LLCs, entities, and the structure, business structures. I call myself a business architect.
What about for the copyrights?
That too, but the copyrights and the trademarks and things like
Right,
that sometimes
exactly.
can get very technical, and I do have lawyer associates in my team
Right.
that they're specialized on that.
Right.
So if it's the simplest stuff that we can do, save people some money.
Right.
But sometimes if it's a patent or it's a trademark or something that can get very complicated.
I patent and trademark it. I don't give a damn what it costs. I pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, because you just never know when somebody's trying to rip you off.
Right, and I got a couple of very, very strong, like-minded lawyers in patent and then trademarks.
Right.
I have a very strong immigration lawyer, and his name is Ali. He don't mind mentioning his name because he know he gonna get some business out of
Right.
it. But
What's his name? Ali what?
Ali Nasiripur, they call him the Persian Berry Shack.
Oh, wow.
Berry Shack is the guy that got
Right.
OJ
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
He's an immigration lawyer.
Yeah.
But and then I do have some lawyers and colleagues specializing in healthcare and stuff like this. So
Yeah.
I do a lot of that. My practice has got a large spectrum. I broke it down in 3 different levels.
Yeah.
One level is Sassan, Zabeti, CPA. We are business architects. So we build businesses, repair businesses, remodel businesses. Building a business is like building a building. You build a foundation,
Right.
you got to do it in order, you got to do
Right.
it right, everything's got to click together. That's why I like to call myself business architect. That, and because of the honor of my cousin.
And having to save businesses too. Because
Yes.
some businesses make great money and just got bad management.
Yes. Because you know what, some businesses, they get fortunate, they fall, like some guys or girls or whatever,
Right.
they fall into a situation, the business operates itself.
Right.
Boom,
Right.
And they're terrible managers, and I know a lot of them. They could do a lot better. But the thing about it is that the comfort zone is a bad place to be.
Right.
And that's
They
where
get
they are.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they
where-
get comfortable. They make their first, 100,000, and you know what? It's whatever. You know what I mean?
I know it.
Well, what about so what about like all these people that are like starting businesses, like little, whatever, selling their lashes and stuff, they think that they don't need to do the LLC or nothing like that, because it's not going to catch up to them in the long run. But, I've seen people that do that, and then, you know, the IRS gets them afterwards. So
What you mean, like getting cash?
Yeah, like just like little stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know, they started.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought. I'm gonna let you finish. I don't want to interrupt you, but
Yeah, you know, like they start something little like that, you know, thinking that they don't need to, you know, go about it the legal way, or you know, or they don't know how to do it the LLC, or they don't have knowledge on that, and then they end up losing everything. You know what I mean?
they're losing everything, and I'm glad. I really appreciate you brought that up because I got to talk about that a little bit, and about forming an LLC or reporting your income. Some people, they open a little business, and I have a few of them, and they try to like maybe take cash and not pay taxes. Like last year's good example, right? I mean, two of my secretaries, they do.
Yeah.
Right there. I'm gonna get mine too.
You better not get it.
I'm gonna give you the long ones.
Yeah, you probably just gonna get the loan and show so these women see how stupid they looking with them loans.
Look, I'll tell you what, if you see the car I'm driving, I'm gonna need some lashes. I got a little yellow Volkswagen.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine wanted to sell it. He needed money.
Yeah.
And I needed something to run around with.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wrap it and all that. That's a long story. But
You gonna put your business on there. I know.
I'm gonna put my business on it.
Right.
But I'm running around the yellow Volkswagen.
Yeah, I seen it out there. I seen it before I got here.
This dude, the Iranian dude, come out of this Volkswagen with the lashes.
I seen that car before I got here. It's
Yeah.
loud.
Let's address that issue.
Yeah.
Although we like to, as people can see, we like to have fun and joke around and
Yeah.
all that. But there's a serious tone to what we do,
Right.
and that is a very important point. I'm glad you brought
Definitely.
it up. Let me speak on that a little bit. And they take cash and they don't report income. Some of them don't have bank accounts.
Right.
So I advise against it, and they say, why? Why do you want me to give my 25% of my income to the government? And I said, well, I really don't want you to give the 25%. We can work on that.
Right.
There's going to be some expenses and things like this that you report,
Right.
and you report your income. But more importantly, if you're thinking about having just one little lash shop, whatever, or a little restaurant for the rest of your life, that's a good strategy. Save all that money, cash.
Right.
Don't pay the taxes. You're lucky. You save $500,000 before you're dead.
Right.
But here's the alternative. The alternative is to pay those taxes, open a bank account, open an LLC, establish credit for that business. Now you can grow that one little restaurant to 100 of them. Because when you find an opportunity to get a loan, now you can tell the bank.
But not only that,
Yeah.
not to cut you off, but
No, you're fine.
they blow my phone up all day. Emails, calling me.
Line of credit.
I'll give you $4 million line of credit today. Just sign. I'm not signing. Just
Yeah.
because they already know the revenue that you're bringing. They know what your business credit score is.
Yeah.
And, man, they will word the hell out of it, especially since Trump signed that, whatever he signed to what he's telling
He don't know what he signed.
Man, everybody getting called from
Yeah.
solicitors now.
No, that's very true. And the point is that it will give you the opportunity
That's a fact.
to grow.
Yeah.
Hey, my secretary, okay, I hate to call her my secretary, she's director of my operation, Veronica. You all probably meet her. This is a 30-year-old Argentinian immigrant that has got a credit score of 800.
Right.
I'm sure she doesn't mind me talking about
Right.
that, right? Finds a house.
No money down.
Hell of a deal. I mean,
Yeah.
she stole that house $100,000 cheaper.
Right.
She got qualified like that
Oh, yeah, of course.
and bought the house. I got the credit. Here's the house. I got another guy. He's registered nurse. You all meet him too. He's got a beauty med spa, and he flips houses. He's
Yeah.
got great credit. He don't need money.
No.
He can walk in there and say, well, I'm out this house.
But see, that's another thing is,
Yeah.
like what he's saying is like, you pretty much killing your opportunity
Right.
when you
Yeah.
what you were saying.
You
like,
confine yourself
Right.
within that your feeble mind
right.
of saving that little.
That little bit of money, you can have, instead of having 400,000 in a lifetime, you can have 400 million.
400 million, but
Right.
with your signature.
Right.
You know, like the Danny DeVito in the movie Ruthless People, he says, I love money.
That's one of my favorite
Right.
movies.
He said, I love money,
Yeah.
all kinds of money, especially other people's money.
Right. Exactly.
But
Man.
I don't think though. But I don't think like some of the new like my generation, the new business owners don't understand the importance of credit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's
They
why
think-
that's why we're here.
Right.
That's what we
They get that they get a little bit of cash and they don't want to pay. They don't feel like for whatever reason, you know, could be illegal reason or whatever. They feel like they don't need to pay the government. You know what I mean? But that whole line of credit, that cash is only to get you so far.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's dead money.
You right.
As long as you're not investing in anything, it's dead. You can't do anything with it.
What happens when it's not on paper no more? They don't report it. Oh, you're keeping all your cash. You're keeping it on you. You're not putting it in your bank account. You're not. What happens when they
It's
stop
dead.
making that piece of paper?
That piece of paper.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, a lot of people going to like go like this on this deal.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, cash is the worst investment to keep.
That's
it
why-
loses value every day.
That's why I brought it. That means nothing to me.
Yeah.
I'm riding around with that. That's nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if I invest over 10,000, they're gonna report me to the IRS.
Yeah.
If I go buy anything over
Unless you
10,000.
got me watching your back.
Yeah. You know what I mean? If I take this $100,000 and go buy a Mercedes, they're gonna call the IRS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where in the hell did Dallas Hill get this $100,000 from?
They're going to call IRS right away.
It right away.
They got a form for it.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I went to the bank, and I asked for 20,000, and they act like they didn't even know me. Oh, we need where's your ID? Two forms of ID. What's your social security number? I'm like, damn, do I have a bank account here or not?
Yep.
They asked me for my social security number at my bank
Yes.
because I wanted to take out 20,000 cash of my money.
Because the minute you leave, they call IRS. Yo, what's up?
But see, we come to let you know it don't mean nothing. You can take a $300,000 check and put it in the bank, piece of paper. What they give you back?
Nothing.
A piece of paper.
Yeah, and then the thing depreciates every day. It just depreciated 6% yesterday.
Exactly.
So if you had $1,000, now you got 940.
Yeah. I mean, this shit is backed up by nothing.
No.
What is it backed up by?
But that signature on it. So your signature on your money is
Right.
going to be as good as that signature if you got good credit.
Exactly.
You know why that's good money? Because United States of America has got great credit.
Right.
They
Exactly.
always paid their bills for the past 100 years.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
And they pay somebody, and they pay the bills with somebody else's money.
That's right. They can do that because they got that history.
They got the history of taking
They
shit.
got the history. Yeah, they got that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm really, really happy you brought that up because to build a business and build a life that can grow
Right.
is how you open your life to possibilities.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't get confined and say you got to run to the house. Oh, well, how much is that thing? 20 grand. Let me run to the house. You know, like you go to the pillow and get 20 grand.
Right.
Or you can put the American Express black in front of them and say, hey, yo, right here.
I promise I'll pay you. That's what I tell their
That's
asses.
right.
If I go buy a car or something, they be like, "What you putting down?" I'm like, "Nothing.
Nothing.
My credit score stays in the 7 and the 8s. I promise I'll pay you.
Yeah.
I ain't got no money down. Oh, what about tax, title, and license? Finance that shit
So
too.
no. I'm going to turn that in a year anyway.
Exactly.
So, speaking of young people, this gentleman right here, young gentleman, and very smart, brought up a couple of different points. I'm going to point on a certain aspect of finance that most young people forget about. And that is the money you save early has a lot more time to grow than
Definitely.
you do it later.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because this thing compounds over and over again. And there's another thing that is very mysterious about success and money.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like the minute that you're aware of it, things will start working out better.
Well, let's talk about what somebody like his age should put the money.
The person in his age, they have to invest, first of all, into themselves.
Well, see, you said in like an investment. See, I made a post today. Investment, I see invest me first
Well, no,
before the ENT.
No, right. I get it. That's kind of what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And another thing is that in terms of so let's back off a little bit, and on the planning side, a young person, okay, you got to kind of look at a few aspects of money thing. First of all, you have to, as boring as that may sound, you have to think about what if 40 years from now. And I'll tell you that from experience.
That shit come fast.
Trust me, I can tell you.
I'm here. I'm there too.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm about to turn 60, okay? For me, when I was running around gangbanging in Oakland, California, I didn't see 25.
Right.
You know what I mean? My friends are dying at 22.
Right.
You know what I mean? Look into your finances as though you're going to live forever. And just think about it. When you get to the 60s and 70s is when you're going to have this limping like me or the surgery over here and you can't do as much.
Right.
That's one aspect. That's the conservative aspect of your finances. And what I mean to investing in yourself means learning new techniques, learning new strategies, maybe a school, maybe not.
Other streams of income as well.
Different ways of getting that income coming over there. Paying close attention to that Uber effect and Starbucks effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, why go to Starbucks? Why not spend another 5 minutes at the house and make your own coffee, put it in the cup, and go to the work?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Or have your little brown bag over there, the lunch over there, $50,000 a year in the food.
Right.
Right? Those increments that you added, very basic elements, no secret. Like
Right.
I said, my podcast is upon the shoulder of giants. The reason that I'm saying that, this is a saying from Aristotle, that he says that I don't have anything that I'm offering you. What I'm offering you, I can see further and I can think further because I have stood upon the shoulder of giants.
Right.
Because people before me has already done that. So what I'm telling you, or you guys, or everybody else, is nothing new. It's the old wisdom.
Right.
Incremental changes. Another thing that I can say to young people, look at every action that you do. Whether it is if you want to pick up a beer, or pick up a bong, or pick up a crack pipe, or go to the gym, decide on that one action at that one time, which would be the better course of action.
Right.
Am I going to drink the beer, or am I going to read this book? Am I going to go to the gym, or, hey, crack sounds really good?
Yeah.
I'm saying that as an example. I don't mean to offend nobody, because
Right.
there are people out there, they do have real problems.
Right.
Incremental changes, incremental decisions. Make every decision in your life a binary decision. Am I going to do it, or I'm not going to do it?
Right.
By the way, all these computers and everything you see is based on the binary decision making. Zeros or ones. All these complex,
Yeah.
everything comes down to do this
Or do that.
Think about it every minute, and then you'll be fine. And then come to me.
Well, you know, the New Year's closing in, so we finna get a whole bunch of bullshit New Year's resolutions.
Right.
I do.
We finna get a lot of those. You say do this or do that. The New Year's resolutions come up. Whether you're gonna go to the gym, you're gonna stop doing drugs, or you're gonna start saving more money, you're gonna stop doing this and stop doing that.
It's actually going through with it though. You know what I mean? As
It's everything's about the decision, man. The choices that you make.
they get comfortable though. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like somebody makes that 30 grand. Like somebody my age, they make 30 grand. They're gonna go buy a $60,000 car.
Yeah, no.
Put yourself in debt.
No.
Yeah.
And
You know
they're
what I mean?
running.
They'd rather look rich. than
Look the
actually-
part. Yeah.
You guys ever watched White Man Can't Jump?
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, you rather look good than lose.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Man, the for the taxes, like just for a working person.
Yeah.
Somebody who don't have any kids, somebody single like him.
Right.
No kids, you know. The government be tearing their asses up, man.
Yeah. Well, my recommendation would be for somebody as young as he, and for taxation, I think, to make it very short, is to start some kind of business.
Yeah. Definitely.
Something you like. Because that way, the expenses that goes into building that business,
You can start writing it off.
yeah, you can start writing it off.
Right.
And that gives you an avenue of things. And then you can build from there.
Right.
So what is it now? Is it like 30% or is it 40?
What?
When you say for a single person with a regular job, say they work at Amazon and they making $18 an hour, is it like 30%
No,
they taking
no,
out
no,
their
no,
check?
no.
How much is it?
Yeah, like 20, 22%, something like that.
Shit, that's still a lot.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of your money. And if you figure that then by the time you pay your insurance and by the time you pay your insurance your car,
Right.
you know what I mean? By the time you pay the gas, by the time you know,
Pay your mortgage.
that's why people don't want to go to work.
Right.
It costing me more to go to work.
See, but last year or the year before, they were saying, "Oh, we don't want this immigrants here. Oh, the Spanish are taking all the fucking jobs." Now, we look at
point.
today.
Good point.
That was some bullshit. So how is it now? They saying that, well, we can't get in.
You know, the funny part about it that they still don't get it. I'm sorry, the language. I don't sorry the politics.
They got to have it by now.
No,
or ignoring it.
No, because they're obviously not getting it because, like, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna say it. You know.
Oh yeah.
Jackasses like the governor of Texas.
Man, I
spend
can't
my money
I can't stand Greg.
to go try to. I can't stand him or any. You know what? They're hypocrites. These immigrants that they come to this country called manpower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's this immigrant. I mean, I got 3 assistants. I teach in the university.
Mm-hmm.
My best students were Hispanic women,
Right.
and I'm specifying on that because that's what they are.
Well, they were saying that all the Mexicans were taking all the work. So
Well, let them take the work.
Well, why is it now? They saying it's a shortage of workers.
Yeah.
Well, which one is
Because
it?
the white folks don't want to do it.
Which one is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's been some bullshit the whole time.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I was a director of accounting department in Mountain View College,
Yeah.
Dallas College.
Yeah.
The dean called me in his office. He said, Sassan, we try not to be political in this school because I was promoting DACA, the students.
Right.
I was advocating my students as
Right.
a college professor, as a teacher. That's my duty to do,
Right.
right? Hey, we just rather if you didn't talk about that kind of stuff.
Why not?
In the room. I said, have you heard of the First Amendment?
Yeah.
I dare you to fire me. I'm going to talk about this. In a minute, I'll leave your office.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about this. I dare you to fire me.
Yeah.
Oh, no, nobody talked about that. I said, no, I'm recording this.
Right.
You're telling me what I can say in my classroom, what happened to academic freedom?
Right.
What happened to the First Amendment? I can't advocate my students. Who can I advocate?
They want you to be quiet when you come to work.
No, they ain't going to make me quiet. I'm Iranian.
Want you to be quiet when you come to work.
No.
That's all it was.
No. They got the wrong.
But why not talk about it? It's the truth.
You are telling the truth.
Right.
I have the first-hand experience that I have 3 assistants, 3 young ladies, mothers, and they go to the family. They're Hispanics, and they just barely got their green cards because their marriage and everything like that. They were illegal according to these people's standards
Right.
up to a few months ago. But these are delicate, diligent, smart, working women,
Right.
and they come to work every day. And you know what? I got the luxury to go to the bar at 11 o'clock and get drunk because they can do all the work.
Yeah. That's lit. I ain't made it there yet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get like you. I wish I could leave at 11
No,
o'clock.
man, I'm not like you, man. I smell the money, and here you are, pulling in.
No. But see, the thing of it is, for me, my success is freedom.
It is.
And that's something I don't have right now.
I know. That's
I don't have the freedom. The money part is I'm good, but I don't have the freedom. You know how Jerry Jones just jumped on that fucking $1 billion yacht and took a 2-month hiatus?
He's still an ugly motherfucker. Don't give a fuck.
I want that freedom.
Yeah.
You don't have my own private jet.
Yeah.
I bumped into Mark Cuban at the liquor store. He was on his way to Addison to the airport to jump on his plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want that type of freedom.
Right.
I don't have a jet.
And I got one better for you. I want the freedom that I don't even need that.
Yeah.
I'm like above that. I got my own rocket.
Elon, Elon Musk went to space too. Him and Jeff Bezos, right?
They're fighting over. They got a new car in England. They're fighting over who's the richest man in the world.
Oh, come on, man.
They're for real.
You better believe it's not neither one of them.
Some sheikh in Arab. Some king of Arab.
You damn right.
Saudi Arabia.
You damn right.
Okay. The Saudi Arabia, the history of it, his grandfather bought the damn country for 70 grand.
Right.
Saud, Ibn Saud, is a person who bought this country. It was probably the best investment in the history of mankind.
Right.
He bought the #1 oil-producing country
$70,000.
for 70 grand. He still owns it.
Right.
They think we bought the house.
There's no way that Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos is the richest person in the world. I'm not buying that shit.
No.
Because for the simple fact is, they stay over there all the time trying to take some shit.
Yeah.
If you got all the money in the world, if you got $1 million, you're not worried about them few dollars that's sitting on the table.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I mean?
I think
I know for a fact they not.
they're
That's bullshit talk.
I agree with you. It's probably in the several aspect of being the richest man in the world. Just doing in terms of dollars, I don't know. It's hard to count. Those Kuwaitis and the Saudi Arabia, those kings, they had money in their country, they owned the whole
Damn right.
the thing for years.
Hell yeah.
And but what I'm saying is that what is the manifestation? What does it do to your soul? You know what I mean? I think Dalai Lama is probably richer than all those guys
Probably so.
because he doesn't need anything.
No.
He's got 2 billion followers.
Right.
You think you're a badass? You got 10,000 followers on a podcast? I'm not news for you.
Got 2 billion.
2 billion devout.
Definitely.
They burned themselves for him.
Right.
You know, because of the religion. I mean, they're
Right.
those monks and everything. He can mobilize the entire army.
Right.
Hey,
That's power.
his power.
I know.
And he's peaceful. He's sitting over there having
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But see, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, it's a drop in the bucket to what they got. I believe that.
It's fleeting.
Yeah. I mean, my whole
Yeah.
deal is, I just give me one big and not the deal in my lifetime. I got to be good for at least one.
Well, you probably get it. You know what I mean?
I don't believe in probably. Once I set my mind to it, it's going to happen.
There you go.
I'm going to get that one.
Hey, you're going to have to watch that movie with the Will Smith. It's called King Williams.
I haven't seen that one.
It's going to come out next week. It's
Okay.
about Vanessa and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I seen the previews on that one.
And that's what he says in there. He says, girls, don't worry about it. They're talking about down the street in the house, Beverly Hills and all that. I'm going to leave that with this
Yeah.
because we're about done.
I don't believe in probably, hard, or trying.
I'm doing it.
That shit don't mean nothing to me.
No.
I'm going to get that B. Hey, man, appreciate you coming.
Hey, it was a
I
pleasure.
enjoyed this conversation,
Pleasure.
man, and I'm sure there's a lot of people going to be there.
That money, get that money, spend it, flip it, get that money, 150, get that money, get that money, spend it, flip it, get that money, 150, get more,
Making soda, whip it, flip it.
get that money, get it. Yeah.